Wait a minute, I hear something.
Dr. Movie! Dr. Movie! Blueberry News! Dr. Movie! Dr. Movie! Yeah!
Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of your favorite show, Dr. Movie. And easing on down the road here and talk about some more movies, and this will probably be a short one, but I wanted to talk about the 1987 action/horror movie, Surf Nazis Must Die. That's right, Trauma Films. And why am I doing this one? Well, because it was next on my list. Like I tell people when we're playing the gigs, right? I'll say, hey, this next song is the next song on our list. So kind of the same deal here. It won the luck of the draw. It got a 3.7 out of 10 on IMDb, which I'm kind of on board with. Let's do a little synopsis here. When the son of a gun-wielding woman is murdered by neo-Nazi surfers in a post-apocalyptic future, his mother hunts them down to extract her bloodthirsty revenge. You know, at least they focused on the part of the movie that I actually liked, because we spend way too much time with the Nazis, I guess, doing their thing. Yeah. So, why to watch? Well, it's volatile, thrilling, and outrageous. I don't know about all that. The film is beautifully shot with tons of footage of the skies and beaches, and pacing is very good. Yeah, I kind of got a different opinion on that. The film remains commendable for all of its sheer persistence, perversity, and overall tone, over-the-top lunacy. I don't know, maybe I'm missing something here, because none of those things are really anything I would have said about this movie. Anywho, do we want to talk about the cast? Not really, because there's not really anybody to talk about. I mean, you got some people that pop up in a thing here or there, but there's no stars of this one that really go on to do bigger and better things. So really nothing to talk about there. We'll just talk about the movie. And let's see. What do I think about this one? Well, this movie is basically The Warriors for the most part, because it's about this neo-Nazi group, post-apocalyptic, right? So the big things happen. So now people are trying to rule everything, even though all the normal people that are not in these gangs or whatever, surf gangs, they look just like normal 80s people that's not really struggling. They're still wearing their OP clothing and, you know, all that kind of stuff. And, you know, I know we're looking at super low budget, so I get it, right? But it just kind of lingers too long trying to show you how bad these Nazis are. Come on. They're Nazis. What else you need? Do we need to hang out with them just to see? You know, and you know, their leader's name is Adolf, and he's kind of a know-it-all. And the reason I say it's like the Warriors is because there's all these other surf gangs, which we need, I guess, in this movie. And he does a thing where he tries to call all the gangs together to create one super gang, and him being in control of it, make them all, you know, surf Nazis. And none of the rest of the gangs are going for it. But it's all, you know, about you're on our territory. Again, it's the Warriors for the most part, to where the gangs are fighting each other, which is what they're supposed to do. And we get introduced to this young man who's going to visit his mother, who's in like a retirement home. And he's saying goodbye to her, saying, I'm going to go swimming today. And so he goes down the beach, crosses the wrong people, the Nazis, and they end up killing him. And when the mother, you know, was doing the ceremony at the grave site and all this stuff, she She's wanting to know who did this, right? So she starts investigating on her own, hanging down at the beach, listening. And she finally figures out who's doing it and starts getting her revenge. She goes and buys her a nice handgun and some hand grenades. And she goes to town. And that part of the movie I actually like. From the time when she figures it out on, it's pretty dang fun. It really is. Now, everything before that, it's just all kinds of filler. It's slow motion surfing footage of people that you can tell are not even the same people that are supposed to be, you know, when they do the close-ups of them, it's not the same people. So it's just, you know, tons of that kind of stuff. You got some gang fights, and you know, none of them really know how to fight. Your gang of Nazis, you've got, you know, pick your bad guy, right? You got the one guy's got a hook for a hand, who obviously wants to be dressed like Clockwork Orange, right? Because he's wearing a white jacket and the bolo hat. You know, you get the mad punk guy, which he's actually a punk sinker, I believe in real life. So it's just kind of a mishmash of these characters. None of them really interesting, none of them really threatening enough. Maybe time has gone by to where we just look at these people now and just go, maybe they were scary back in the 80s. I don't know. Don't feel like it. But it all starts unraveling for Adolf when the gang start turning on him and they're starting to attack him. You get the one guy that shoots a harpoon gun, you know, that's in the gang. You get the mean girl that's the second in command, but she's also Adolf's main squeeze. It's the typical formula, which I don't know what I expect, because this is the decade that made the typical formula. So that's kind of what you got here. I mean, you got about an hour of fluff for the most part, and you got about 20 minutes or so of some pretty fun action where the mom steals the motorcycle of Adolf, kills a couple of guys, takes off on his motorcycle, drives back to the retirement home, and then Adolf and his woman, they're like the only ones left after she's killed them all. She's killed a couple of them with, you know, a boat. She's going full James Bond on them here. So like I said, the part where she's doing all that is a lot of fun. You're probably in your mind going, wait a minute, Rick, you said an hour of that and 20 minutes of the action. What makes up the rest of the time? Slow motion surfing footage. It goes on and on and on. And, you know, again, just major filler in this one. And again, I understand, low budget trauma film, but it doesn't really deliver on the level that we like trauma films to deliver on. And that's kind of the problem with this one. It's not outrageous enough. Sure, you got a Japanese surf gang that's fighting against the neo-Nazis with nunchucks and all that stuff, and you're kind of going, okay. But it just doesn't take it to that next level. Now, when the mom kicks in, that feels more like a trauma film, right? To a degree. It's still not super over the top. So, I don't know. It's just kind of a mixed bag for me. I expected more. Not necessarily better, just more. If you understand what I'm saying. Because it just doesn't seem to take you to that next level and keep you interested enough. So, you know, I don't know. You may be a fan of this one. It just didn't quite make it for me. But there you go. There's my thoughts on Surf Nazis Must Die from 1987. At least I finally sat down and watched it. And, yeah, that's just kind of what I think about it. All right, folks, if you've got recommendations or if you're a fan of this movie and you're saying, Rick, this is where you're wrong, prove it to me, because I would like to know. All right, folks, that's it for this one. We will check you later.